The safari was an event where I, with 20,000 shillings, at the time was 1,500 British pounds, could do the safari, because I took my father's Datsun pickup, and he didn't even know it was missing for 4 days, and I would have done the safari. And a lot of people did that. We had a lot of fun, and everybody enjoyed themselves. It was a great event, and we talked about it for the rest of the year. But in 2019, I found it was far too competitive, rules being changed, the routes being tailored to suit certain cars. All this I felt is not the spirit of the safari. So for me and my family and all of us, we are trying very hard to bring it back to the people of Kenya and East Africa. This year, unfortunately, we could not go into Tanzania because of COVID. But hopefully, and we are very hopeful that in December 2023, we are going to have the 11th edition. It's going to be bigger with more entries, more high-profile entries, although this year we have some very high-profile entries like Ken Block and Patrick Sandel, Boldy, Flash Tundo, Ian Duncan. These are all very renowned drivers. Rajiki has a great chance of winning this year, and we've made a few changes. I would like to see it come back to those days where winning was not everything. It was a good those days was 5 days. I would like to see 9 days of fun, everybody coming back in the evening with great stories, having had a great day, helped each other out, and talk about it for the rest of the year, 2 years. And that's what we want to take it back to. We want to make it affordable. It became so unaffordable that not everybody could. It was for the mega rich. In fact, if I may say so, it became an event, a holiday event for the mega rich. Now that has to change. That is not the safari. Yeah, that is not Kenya, and that is not the safari. So we want to bring it back to the safari, to what it was, where anybody and everybody can enter in their cars, have fun, and have a great time, because all it's about is fun. And that's what we want to take it back to. The mini was really set up because we had to postpone the main event, but I felt we learnt a lot. It was a curtain raiser for us. The team, Raju, Tash, Mr. Sadal, PP, they did a great job. Chantel, and I think after a long time of not having done a rally, they had the opportunity to do it. I thought it was a great success, a very great success. I enjoyed the thing that I really enjoyed about it was everybody was there in the bar in the evening with great stories, talking, laughing, and being very friendly. And it reminded me of my childhood. It reminded me that this is what the safari should be like. We learned a lot. We would have liked a few more entries, but it's very difficult to have 2 events in a very short time, and that is why we gave a free entry and free accommodation. So we learnt a lot from that. And now coming to the 22 event, it's going to be, it's like I said, it's our first event. We are going to make lots of mistakes, but we're going to learn from them, and eventually we'll get it right. And I would like to see this to be the world's greatest rally. A rally that is tough, is very tough. It's not easy to finish. And that was what Safari was all about. If you came 25th, you celebrated as you came first. And that is what it should be like. It's an adventure, it's a journey, and that's what I would like to see 23, 22, and going forth being like. We have challenges, we have lots of challenges, as you can see. Unfortunately, this is global. We have challenges that we had 2 events very close. Not everybody could afford and the years have been bad, 2 bad years of COVID. Sponsorships have been very poor. But I'm sure we'll overcome all of that, and I'm looking positive. I would like to see more of Tanzania used. I would like to see more of Western Kenya used. I would like to see all of Kenya used, and I would like to see a lot more driving. Yeah, I think driving 300 kilometers a day is not enough. That's not the safari. I would like to see 1,000 kilometers a day, but that's going too far. Yeah, but you know me, I'm a very pushy guy, and but what I would really like to see in this year is us being able to learn, getting good constructive feedback from all the competitors, so that we can improve ourselves. We realize already that we've made a few mistakes. Maybe we should have started in Mombasa. This is something that is a natural, but we can go back. uh, what I'm trying to say is that you only learn by making mistakes, and I do hope all our competitors will support us in accepting our mistakes and allowing us to do better for the future events. Actually, I started rallying in 1976, and then I navigated for someone who's entering in this rally, Linda Hughes. In 1984, we did the safari together. I've done the safari with Sami Aslam. I've rallied in the old days for about 15, 16 safaris. And then I left and went overseas to build a career, save some money, because this is a very expensive sport. And then I came back to Kenya in business terms in 2017, and I realized that rallying was very vibrant. So that's why I came back, and we did a lot of rallies in the Escort, in the Nissan. Unfortunately, this Christmas I fell ill, and the doctor advised me not to take part. And that is the reason that I am not taking part. But I feel that the team should continue. The team has slowed down slightly because of me. I have not been up to the mark to give them all the support, but that will change. And I'm looking forward very shortly to be back in the minty spirit of winning things, and being a formidable team that can one day become a world championship contender. We were looking at various drivers and seeing how we could run the cars, because it's always a logistical challenge. If you bring a driver from overseas, it's very difficult logistically. And I have always believed that the Kenyan driver should be given the first priority. This is my home. My colleagues, my drivers, my fellow competitors should be given the first chance. Scott has been a very old friend, and in fact, I bought my first X-Works Datsun from Scott. So I felt it was only right that I give him the chance to drive the best of the Datsuns. I have been watching Evans closely on video, because during lockdown all we did was watch videos and YouTube, and I have been impressed by his driving. Yeah, and I think he deserves a chance, and I'm quite confident he's going to do quite well. He's a very composed driver, so I'm looking that he would do well. There are other drivers also that I feel have a great potential. Sam Karangata, I think, will one day make a great driver, and I do hope that we can support him soon. So we are looking, we keep looking at the Kenyan drivers, and that's the only way that, this is a sport where it's like talent spotting. You need someone to be able to spot you. I'm not a great driver, but I think I can spot talent, and up to now it hasn't let me down. So yeah, that's how it came about. Yeah. I do hope that more and more companies will come up with the marketing spend to allow younger drivers to take part. It doesn't have to be a lot. You have to just start someone off, and then they pick up, and But I think that rallying in Kenya is in a difficult situation. I think there are too many factions, and this has to stop. Yeah, we do classic rallying whilst we have the Kenya National Rally Championship, we have the WRC. How are we going to keep the WRC running if we don't have the grassroots feeding into it? And I think this is something that the KMSF need to look at. They have to provide a feeder. They have to approach bigger corporates to inject a little more resources into it, and most importantly, support all forms of the sport, because once the bug bites you, then you just go. Yeah, and I think this is lacking. Yeah, I think there is too much, if I may say, too much red tape in getting people into the sport, which should not be the case. That is my feeling. And having said that, I think that there is no better place in the world to rally than in Kenya. Yeah, I still believe that. I have rallied in many countries, but Kenya is my favorite. I may be a bit biased, but I truly believe that if you really want to rally, come to Kenya.